Hey friends, so give me just a minute because I have a message for you. I want to talk to you about the importance of the company that you keep. Did you know that it is so important that you surround yourself with people who are pushing towards the same mark that you are? A lot of times we find ourselves in situations, especially when we're trying to beat addiction or we're trying to beat something that has bound us down, with trying to go back into the same situations or back into the same environments or back into the same areas where we pulled ourselves out of. And I know myself, when I was trying to fight addiction, it was so hard for me to leave behind people and friends that were still battling the same things I was. And I know our heart tells us that we want to help those people. We want those people to do what we're doing. We want people to want the same thing that we want, as far as getting clean and as far as trying to get ourselves out of the situation that had bound us down. But everybody isn't going to want the same thing that you want. And unintentionally, if you surround yourself with those same people, they will bring you down. It's not their goal to do that. It's not like they want to do that. But if you're going around people who are still using, or people who are still drinking, or people who are still cussing, or whatever it is that you're trying to clean up in your life, if you continue to surround yourself with people still doing those same things, the enemy is going to use that to pull you right back in to the situation you just called yourself out of. It's important to surround yourself with people who want what is best for you. And how it may seem that the people that you were kicking it with when you were in addiction, or that you were kicking it with when you were living in the world, want the same things for you. They don't live the same lifestyle you live. They're not pushing toward the same goals that you are. So a lot of times, without intention, they tend to pull you back into the same situation, because the enemy knows what is going to make you fail. So when you go around these situations or around these people, there are going to be things, you're going to see things that seem fun, or things that remind you of fun that you had in those situations. But most of the time, it's going to pull you back down. It is literally almost impossible to go back into the same situations or back into the same environment that you pulled yourself out of when you were using, or when you were living in the world, and not expect to pick up some of those same habits again. And yes, I know that there are many people that you feel like you've left behind. A lot of times it feels like you're alone, that you don't have any friends, because you're in a whole new world now, being clean or living for the Lord, or whatever it is that you're doing. But I tell you that God will be your friend, that people who really love and care about you are going to want you to continue on this journey. And I know in our hearts we think, well, I can help them, I can save them, I can bring them to where I'm at and help them do what I'm doing and get on the path that I'm getting on. But I tell you, you have to be clean and sober for years before you can even try to help anyone else. When you're trying to beat addiction, guys, you have to think about you. This is when you have to be selfish, because the enemy knows exactly what makes you tick. He knows exactly what to use to get you to fail. He knows exactly what people to put in your way to get you to fall again. When you're trying to better yourself, a lot of people aren't going to want to go with you. People are going to think that you think you're better than them. People are going to say things, and people are going to do things that are going to hurt your feelings, because the enemy is trying to use that to get you to go back to the situation that you're in. But when I tell you guys, people that love you will not want you to use, because they know what the drugs will do to you. People that love you will be there to encourage you through the whole situation. Those are the people that you have to surround yourself with. And you might say, I don't fit in with those people. They think they're better than me. I'll never be who they are. But when I tell you, that is the enemy trying to get you to go back to the situation you just pulled yourself out of. He'll tell you that those people don't love you. They just don't want you to have fun. They just don't care about you. They just want to control you. But guys, anybody who is handing you something that is harmful to you does not care about you. So you have to think about it. You cannot go into the same situation and expect different results, because it's always going to end up the same. I tell you that I am living proof of trying to go back to the situation and stay clean. I always end up failing because I see something or I hear something or I reminisce about something I used to do, and it makes me want to go right back. It makes me think, or I can just do it one time and I'll still be okay. I can still beat this if I just try it one time with them. You don't feel like you fit in if you're not doing the same things they're doing. So you always end up failing. It is so important to separate yourself when you are trying to beat something like addiction, guys. There's no way to beat it in the same environment that you pulled yourself out of. It just does not work. When I was trying to fight my addiction, guys, I had to literally move from the city I lived in to another city because I would just go by a house and the enemy would say, oh, you remember you used to could go there and y'all had a lot of fun. And it would make me want to go there, even though in my heart I knew I wanted to be clean. But the enemy would use that to try to pull me back. That's how he works. That is literally his goal, to use little things like that to pull you back, because he doesn't want to see you win. He doesn't want to see you beat addiction. He doesn't want to see you get closer to God. He doesn't want to see you mend things with your family. He doesn't want to see you mend things with your kids, because as long as he keeps you in turmoil, he knows he can keep you addicted. So when I tell you the importance of the people you surround yourself with is crazy, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I were to go surround myself with a lot of people who I used to call friends, that I would be doing the same things that I was doing when I tried to pull myself out of it. So yes, it's hard. It's hard to leave friends behind. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of good people who are in addiction, but until they decide that they want to beat it, there's nothing you can do for them. When you go back into situations like that, the people that you're surrounded with are people who still can't even care about themselves. That's why they're still using, and that's why they're still doing the things that they're doing. So how can they help you? Everybody has to come to their own understanding and decide for themselves that they want to pull themselves out of situations like that. It doesn't matter how much you try. You cannot make another person want the same things you want until they are ready. That's just the way it is, flat out. So you have to remember who's most important in your life, and that has to be you. Because if you don't put yourself first, you'll end up right back where you just clawed yourself out of. So it's so important to remember, you cannot surround yourself with the same people you were doing drugs with, the same people you were drinking with, the same people you were hanging out in the club with, if they're still doing those same things. Because if you put yourself back in that situation, you're going to end up back in the same spot. I want you to listen to me today, guys. I know sometimes it's going to feel like you don't have any friends, but I promise you God will send you good friends. Pray, talk to him, tell him that you're lonely, and he's going to give you peace and understanding. He's going to give you things that all of your friends in that situation couldn't give you anyway. So remember, when you are trying to beat things like that, you have to love those people from a distance. You can't surround yourself with those people. You can't talk to them every day. You can't hang out with them until they decide for themselves that they want the same things that you want. You have to separate yourself from those people. You have to put yourself first. And in order to do so, you have to surround yourself with people who love you, people who want what's good for you, not people who are still doing the same things you just tried to get away from. It's just a little thought for you today, guys. I promise it'll be worth it, guys. I promise that if you could just hold on, God will send you good friends. All you have to do is ask him. Your life will start to change and your surroundings will start to change, and then you won't even want to be in a situation like that anymore. You won't even want to be around people like that anymore. And it's not because you feel like you're better than them. It's because you know better than to go back into that situation. It's because you love yourself more than to go back into that situation. And maybe eventually one day, when you have fought your fight and you are strong, then you can help some of those people that you left behind. But it's only when you feel strong enough, when you're ready. And God will give you that. God will let you know. So I want you guys to be encouraged today. I know this is a little tough, But you have to discipline yourself and surround yourself with good people. Even when you're lonely, you can't go back into those situations. And you will come out on top. You will be able to beat this that you're trying to beat. I promise you, God is going to send you people. God is going to change your life. God is going to put you in new environments where you're going to meet people who are on the same journey that you're on. Be encouraged today, guys. I love you, friends.